All they need is a cut block, a late hit, a big hit, and all of a sudden one of your more important players might be lost for several weeks because some guy who might not even make the roster wanted to look like a big tough guy against one of your stars. So I'd be very careful here. They looked so good in the last game, Bob, where I would not play starters. If they looked sloppy, if they looked like they needed work, you play them. But I think they earned the night off with what they did against the Bills.
Generally, I would agree with that, but there are some people I think need work just because they're young. Broderick Jones being one of them, Joey Porter Jr. being another.
He's not a starter.
No,
so I
but
agree
Porter
with you.
could
Those
be.
guys should play.
Porter could be a starter, but he needs the time anyway. He didn't play in that first game, so
well,
I think it's
he needs the time to figure that out. Yeah, you got to figure that out with Joey Porter, but George Pickens and Kenny Pickett and Jalen Warren and Pat Freiermuth, I don't want to play those guys, Bob. Isaac Seumalo, those guys should all get the night off. This game should be what the fourth preseason game used to be, which is let's see these guys fight for roster spots. Your backup quarterbacks, Trubisky and Mason Rudolph, let them get work just in case something happens to Kenny Pickett in the regular season. So that's how I would treat it. That's how most teams treat it. And that's why I'm surprised by Mike Tomlin's philosophy for this last game.
Yet I still believe if they get in there, it'll be for a quick series or whatever. But I get your point for sure. But there are battles out there, too. And one of them is in a safety spot that you would look for Elijah Riley and Chandon Sullivan. Both guys are playing well. They're going to have some tough battles. Another, I look on the defensive line, Andrew. They have some pretty good players in there. Liao's one of them. Loudermilk's another. They brought in Fehoko to be a big occupier of people in the middle. We haven't really seen Keanu Bennett too far. Hopefully we'll see him a little bit here on Thursday night. But what's your thought on the depth at the defensive line?
Yeah, the Benton thing, Bob, he did not mention that today, Tomlin, as an injury. And the guy didn't play on Saturday against the Bills, didn't get one snap. So I don't understand why we got zero clarification on that today. I thought it would come up in a 15-minute press conference. So I was disappointed in that because he looked so good against Tampa Bay. And I thought he was knocking on the door to actually be the starter there, where you would have Ogunjobi, Hayward, and then Benton would be the inside guy in a lot of run situations. But maybe that's delayed because there's something hampering him. They've got a lot of depth on their D-line for the first time in a while, which I think is good. Sullivan had that interception. Riley had that interception in the last game. So slot corner looked good against the Bills, but I still need to see more. I'm still thinking Porter and Wallace will be outside and Peterson will play a lot of inside, although if there's one guy on defense who did not have a great game against the Bills, I thought it was Peterson. He gave up 2 long completions while he was out there. Yeah. So you're right. Those guys should, the defensive line guys, Fehoko, Watts, Benton, if he's healthy, they should all play. And, of course, that slot corner battle, too. Let Riley and Sullivan duke it out on Thursday. And
a guy we never really talk about, but he's with the ones, it seems, a lot, is Montravius Adams. We got to take a break here, Andrew. We'll do that. Come back. Open up the phones, 412-575-2600. Tweet us. Make sure you do it. I'll try to get him on as best I can in the limited time we have. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on Pittsburgh's CW.